that's it. You're welcome back. So today we're going to be recreating this style. This is what my clients want and this is what I gave her. Okay, so for this style today you need 4.5 yards of Ankara fabric, and you also need lining. Okay, so I'll be drafting it on the lining. My lining is folded into 2. Then after that I'll fold it diagonally like this into 4. All right, so the next thing is to rule a guideline so that we can have a starting point. And another thing you need to notice that you need to straighten your lining. Let it be on a straight line. Even though it's tilted for the folding, still ensure that it's on a straight line. So I use my set square so that I'm sure it's straight. Can you see? Like this. Okay, the next thing now is to measure the length that I want for the gown. I want the gown length to be 38 inches. So since this is the lining, I'll measure exactly 38 inches here. Can you see? Exactly the 38 inches. Then I will also rule it to be sure it's straight. Okay, you know it's tilted, but you still need to maintain that straightness. Okay, so this is it. If you don't have this set square, you can just use your floor tiles to place it straight so that you're sure it's straight. Okay, and yeah, so the next thing now is to measure down the length of the armhole. Then I'm going to extend the line. All right, so this is the shoulder and this is the chest line, which is the length of the armhole. All right, so on the shoulder I'm going to measure shoulder measurement divided by 2. The shoulder I'm working with 17 divided by 2, that's 8.5. I measure that 8.5 on the chest line as well so that I can rule it and be sure it's straight. Can you see? So next I just finish off the armhole like this by placing my French cuff this way. All right, so first I measure 3.2 here. Then at the tip of the shoulder I measure 1.25. Then I'll connect this point together. This is just to slant the shoulder. I'm not using 3 by 1 this time around because it's more than 8 inches. Then I added my ½ inch allowance to that line for shoulder seam. All right, next I locate the mid armhole like this. Then at that point I come in by ½ inch. Then I'm going to connect it back to the shoulder tip this way and also finish off the armhole. So this is the front armhole. Because this fabric is folded into 4, that means we are cutting front and back together. Do you understand? So the first one is the back armhole, while the second one now is the front armhole cuff. All right, so the next thing on the chest line, you are going to put the bust circumference divided by 4 plus ½ is or 1, because we really want it free, then your same allowance. So then because it's already tilted, I just rule it from the chest line all the way down. But then you need to still confirm and be sure that the measurement you have there is up to your actual measurement. So just keep watching. I'm going to explain it later. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to put the neck line. So for the neck width I made it to be 3.5 inches. Then the neck depth for the front is 3.5 inches, and I'm going to connect it together this way. The neck is not so wide. Then for the back I made it to be 1.5. Like I said, this fabric is both the front and the back. Okay, so this is how it is. All right, so now let me explain. You need to just locate your hip line so that measurement. You locate your hip line. So on your hip line, you're going to ensure you have up to your hip circumference measurement divided by 4 plus extra minimum of about 4 inches. Okay. Then the hip circumference is 49. Let's say 50. 50 divided by 4, that will be 12.5. So you can see I have plenty here that is excess. Okay. So we are not putting anything. It's just like this. But you can also give it a little shape on the under bust line. So I can just measure 5 inches downward from the armhole. Then come in by half like this and just connect it this way. Okay, you see. Just give it a little shape, and that's it. So I'll go ahead, I'll cut this out, and I'll cut it on the main wrapper. So I'll go ahead, I'll cut it out. So when I'm cutting out now, I'll first cut on the back armhole as well as the back neckline. All right. So this is the back neckline, and that's it. So next I'm going to remove the inner layer, and that's going to serve as the back. Okay, so if you want it to have pocket, just locate your waistline, then come down from down your waistlines by 1, and then you are going to notch it. That's going to be the position where the pocket is going to be. So just notch it. So like I said, I'm going to remove the inner piece that's going to serve as the back. Then I'm going to now cut the front neckline from this one as well as the front armhole. Can you see? All right, so I'll go ahead now, cut it exactly on my Ankara fabric, but then at the M line, I'm going to add 2 inches to the M line, okay, on the Ankara fabric. Can you see? I added 2 inches to the M line. You also cut the back as well. There will be no zipper. Can you see? So if you open it up, this is what it looks like. Can you see? This is how it looks like if you open it up. All right, next is to go ahead and cut the sleeve. So for the sleeve is so interesting, so please kindly pay attention. So I'm going to fold the fabric into 4 so that I can cut it. Then when I'm done cutting it, I'm going to fold it into 4 again and also cut the Ankara fabric that will serve as the lining. So for the length, I'm making the length to be 20 inches for this particular one. This is 20 inches. Then the next thing is to roll it. Next, I'm going to measure down the cap height. I'm using 5. So on this 5 inches mark, I'm going to put the armhole that I use. Okay, so I use 9, so I'll put the 9, then same ease, then same allowance. Okay, just exactly what you use when you are cutting. Then you create your armhole cuff this way. Next thing, I'm just going to measure the total thing that I have here at this armhole line. Then I'm going to minus 1.5 and put it at the M line. Then I'm going to connect it together. Yes, it's that simple. So I'll go ahead, I'll cut it out. So the next thing is to bring out the shape for the sleeve. After joining, then 8 inches down. Seam allowance here is 1.5. So from here, I'll create like a cuff. Can you all see it? So when you're done cutting this out, you need to fold another fabric into 4 exactly like this and cut out exactly the same thing that's going to serve as the lining. Okay. So the next thing is to cut what you will use to create the ruffle. So you have to measure what you have here from beginning. Just measure it. This is 14.5. Like if you times 2 the thing now to come here. Like let me open it so that I don't confuse you guys. So this is how it's looking if you open it. So you just measure from here round and back to this place. Then whatever that gives you, you multiply it by 2.5. That is the length that you need to create the ruffle. This is exactly 29. So 20, that's 29 times 2.5.
I said 14 times.
No, I already opened it. Okay. Now that it's open, it's 29. That is there. So to know the length of, because it's just a straight something that you need to create your ruffle, and then to know the length, just multiply whatever you have here by 2.5. Okay, so here I have 29 multiplied by 2.5. That would be whatever it is. I don't know. Let's calculate it. 29 multiplied by 2.5, and that's 72.5. So the length will be 72.5. Okay, then I want the width to be 5. But you see that 5, I'll add allowance of 1 inch to it. Yeah, that would be 6. So it will be 72.5 by 6. Okay, 72.5 by 6 inches.
And that is enough. should be enough.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is just to prep the fabric so that I can glue lace on it. So I'm putting hemming gum. Then after that, I'm going to place the lace on top of it like this so that I will now iron so that they can marry each other. Then I cover it up this way because we need to cut lining for whatever thing we are using to create that plate, okay? So that's the reason why I did it like this, so that the one with the clothes will serve as the main thing, then the one on top will serve as the lining. So like I said, I want it to be 6 inches, so I just roll it and cut it out. Please don't get confused. It's just like a straight line, but instead of doing it one, that's why I just decided to do it like this so that it's easy and it's fast. Can you see the way I've done it? I roll it and then I folded it like this. Then I'll just go ahead and slit now. This way is going to be very straight. You glue it with the lace. Can you see? I've glued this now with the lace. So there will be plain one that will serve as lining for it. Do you get? So I will stitch here so that you finish the edge nicely. You turn it to the good side, iron then before you create your pleat. Sorry. So can you see? So I will have to take some and join them and make it up to that 72 inches length. Then there will be plain Ankara that is going to serve as the lining for that 72. You know that one too will also be 72. So that's why I did it the way I've done it. Okay. So this is plain one. This is the one that is already glued with the Ankara. So you just use it to turn it. Do you get, babe? You get them. See? One is already fused with the lace. Can you see? Then the other one will serve as the lining for it to turn it. Then the length you need is 72.5. Can you see? So we have to join to make it long. This is not up to, so yeah, that's why I cut plenty so that we can join and join. Big. All right, so I'm done cutting. The next thing now is just to start stitching. So I placed lining on top of the Ankara and I started at the M line. So I'm stitching the M line with 1/2 inch. And when you are done, you drag the lining upwards to match with the neckline. And you also stitch the neckline together as well with 1/2 inch. Then when you're done, you notch the neckline. All right, so next is to close the side. You start from the underarm and then you close the side. But when you get to where you notch for the pocket, you're going to insert the pocket in between the lining and the fabric. Then you make your stitch all the way down to the M line, okay? Then you repeat the same thing to the second side, insert pocket and yada yada yada. All right, so now that is done. You turn it to the good side and you repeat the same thing at the back of the dress. All right, so let's work on the sleeve. So this is the sleeve. So I'm starting with the strip that we cut out. So can you see you mash, you join them together because it's the what I cut earlier is not up to the length. So you know, I cut such that I can join it. So I'm going to join it to make it long so that it's up to the 72 inches. So when you are done, can you see this is the way it is? Then this is the one with the lace. So you put plain one on top of it that's serving as the lining, then you stitch them together like this with 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. Then this is how it's looking. So the next thing you're going to do is to match the two raw edges together, like one end like this. Can you see? You match it with the second end. Look at it though. So that it becomes like a circle. You know, it's just a straight something, but you know, you want to turn it to like a circle now. So grab one end of it, match it with the other hand like this. Can you see? Then you stitch together with 1/2 inch. Then when you are done, you turn everything to the good side like this. Can you see I've done it? So that you will now stitch the mouth together so that they become one piece. So that when you are creating pleats, they will not shift from each other so that they can remain in place. All right. All right. So moving on to the main sleeve. This is the main sleeve. I'm going to close the side seam with the number of allowance added, which is 1.5. So you close it all the way down. You will also repeat the same thing to the lining piece. Like I told you earlier, you need to cut lining for not lining, but you use the same Ankara as the lining. So when you are done, you turn it to the good side like this. Then you grab the strip that we already prepared. Then you're going to pleat it all around the hem of the sleeve. Can you see? Just create pleats all around the hem line of the sleeve. Take your time to do this. It's going to be perfect because we already calculate it. So no matter what, it's going to be enough to pleat around the hem line. So just continue and create the pleats all around the round circumference of the sleeve. And then when you are done, you take the lining and you turn, you use it to turn the main sleeve. Okay, so this is the lining. Like I said, you also join the side seam. I've joined the side seam now. So just look at the way I'm doing it. Just put the sleeve inside each other. Let it be such that right side is facing right side, okay? And ensure you match the joining at the side seam together so that they be on the same level. Do you understand? Then you will now turn the hem line with it. When you are doing this, you make sure you push the ruffle inside. You push the ruffle inside out of the way. Then you make your stitch all around the hem line, okay? This will help you to finish the hem line of the sleeve nicely, and you will not see any raw edge of sewing from there. Do you understand? So the ruffle is going to be in between the two sleeves, if that makes sense. Yeah. Just look at the way I'm doing it. It's pretty simple. So you're basically using the Ankara to turn each other. This is just to ensure it's neatly finished. So that when you are wearing the sleeve, you will not see any joining or any raw edge showing. All right, so I'm done. So make sure you notch all around that hem line circumference so that it will, if you turn it to the good side, it's going to come out sharp and neat. So when you turn it to the good side, this is how it is looking. Can you see? It's neat. You will not even be able to differentiate inside from the outside. Can you see? It is neatly done. You will not see any raw edge. And you repeat the same thing to the second sleeve as well. All right, so next you're going to join front and back of the dress together at the shoulder. And then after that, you close the side using the allowance added. You can see, close your side of your dress. Then next, you're going to insert the sleeve to the armhole circumference of the dress. When you're inserting the sleeve, ensure they match up properly. If they are not matching up properly, you need to go back and make some adjustments. It's either on the sleeve or on the body of the dress so that everything matches up properly. No excess, no shortage. Okay? So you just fix the sleeve to the armhole circumference. All right, so a very big shout out to all our channel supporters. They have been really, really amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it and I love you. You too can be part of this channel supporter by clicking that join button. And that'll be all for today's tutorial. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please kindly subscribe. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you next time. Bye.